Hey guys, this is gonna be part 22 of A Dog's Purpose, so let's get going. Snarling a warning when my brother took the hour and tuned to barrel into me. What would Ethan think? How could I barely be a girl dog? Except I wasn't barely. One day a man came and played with us in an unusual. He clasped his hands in the puppies who didn't cover from the noise. I was one of these. He put into a box. Then one at a time he took those of us in the box out into the yard. When it was my turn, he turned and walked away from me as if he had forgotten I was there. So I followed. He told me I was a good dog just for doing that. This guy was a pushover. He was about the age that Mom had been the day she broke the car window and gave me some water, the first day I ever saw the boy. The man put me inside a t-shirt and then spoke to me, calling me, "Hey girl, can you find your way out?" I figured he'd changed his mind about wanting me bagged up inside the shirt, so I jumped out and ran over to him again for more praise. The woman had come out into the yard to watch. Most of them take a minute to figure it out, but this one's pretty bright. The man remarked. He flipped me over on my back and I squirmed with it, thinking to myself that it was unfair since he was so much bigger than I was. "She doesn't like that, Jacob," the woman observed. "None of them like it. The question is, will she stop struggling and let me be the boss, or will she keep fighting? I got to have a dog that knows I'm the boss," the man said. I heard the word dog and it didn't sound angry. I wasn't being pushed. I was being pinned down. I figured I didn't know what sort of game we were playing now, so I just relaxed without struggle. "Good girl," he said again. Then he took a ball of paper and showed it to me, waving it around until I became absolutely tantalized. I felt stupid and uncoordinated, trying to get a bite of the thing with my little puppy mouth when it was right there in front of me, but I couldn't move my head fast enough. Then he tossed it in a few feet away, so I ran over and pounced on it. "Ah! Try to get it now!" Then I remembered Ethan and the stupid flip. Now how happy it made him when I brought the thing back to him. I turned around and tried back to the man, dropping the ball at his feet, and saying for him to throw again. "This one," the man said to the woman. "I'll take this one." I whimpered when I saw the kind of car ride I was going to be taking, in the back of a truck, locked in a cage very similar to the one that had taken me to the hot, noisy room with Spike. I was a front seat dog. Anyone could tell that. My new room reminded me of the apartment where we went to live after the fire. It was small with a balcony over a parking lot, but it was down the street from a nice park where the man took me several times a day. I knew I was far away from Ethan by the smell of the trees and bushes. This wasn't a wet place at the farm, with frequent rain, though it was lush with flowers and shrubbery. The air was tinted with a strong smell of Antinable, which I could hear driving in the near and far distance every single hour of the day. Some days a hot, dry wind blew in, reminding me of the yard, but other days the air was thick with moisture, which never happened when I was Toby. The man's name was Jacob, and he named me Ellie. It's Swedish for moose. You're not a German Shepherd. You're a Swedish Shepherd now. I write in non-compilation. Elia, come here, Ellie, come. His hand smelled of oil and his color of papers and people. Jacob wore dark clothes and more metal objects on his belt, including a gun, so I figured he was a policeman. When he was gone during the day, a nice woman named Georgina came over every few hours to play with me and take me for a walk. But she reminded me of Chelsea, who had lived down the street from Ethan and me, and had a daughter named Marshmallow, and then later Duchess. Georgina had all sorts of names for me. Some of them really silly, like Ellie, Willie, Cuddle, It was sort of like being called a doodle dog. It was my name, but different, deliberate, and an extra dose of affection. I was doing my best to adjust to this new life as Ellie, so different from my life as Bailey. Jacob gave me a dog, but very similar to the one I had been given in the garage, but this time I was expected to sleep in it. Jacob pushed me away and I drifted to crawl under the covers with him, even though I could see he had plenty of room. I understood that was expected of me was to live with the new rules, the way I learned to live with Ethan going to do college. The sharp pain I felt when I thought about how much I missed the boy was just something to get used to. A dog's job was to do what people wanted. There was, though, a difference between obeying commands and having a purpose, a reason for being. I thought my purpose was to be with Ethan, and I fulfilled that purpose, being by his side as he grew up. If that was the case, why was I now Ellie? Could a dog have more than one purpose? Jacob treated me like a calm patient. When my little Balder suddenly singled and let me go all the same rush, he never yelled and ran me out in the door like the boy used to. He just gave me such praise for when I went outside, when I was resolved to get my body under control as soon as I could manage. But Jacob didn't get affection the way the boy did. Jacob focused on me in the business-like fashion. Ethan focused on Fleur, the horse, and instead I felt the sense of direction it gave me, though there were other times I pined for the feel of the boy's hands in my fur and couldn't wait for Georgina to come over and call me Ellie or Cuddle-Coo. There was I came to feel something broken inside Jacob. I didn't know what it was. I could sense something drawing energy from his emotions and dark bitterness that seemed to me very similar to what I felt inside Ethan when he came home after the fire. Whatever it was, it kept Jacob's feelings toward me in check. Well, if he and I did something together, I could feel him evaluating me with cool eyes. "Let's go to work," Jacob could say, and he would lull me in the truck and off we go to a park of games. I learned drop, which meant to lie down, and learned that to Jacob stay really meant stay, and I was expected to remain in the same spot until he told me come. The training helped me keep my mind off Ethan. At night, though, I often fell asleep thinking of the boy. I thought of his hands in my fur, the smell of him as he slept, his laughing, his voice whenever he was, whatever he was doing. I hoped he was happy. I knew I could never see him again. Georgina started coming over less often as I got older, but I found that I didn't miss her as I became more and more immersed in her work. One day we went to some woods and met a man named Waller who petted me and then ran away. "What's he doing, Ellie? Where's he going?" Jacob asked me. I watched Wally, who was looking over his shoulder at me, waving excitedly. Find him, Jacob told me. Uncertainly, I started trying off after Wally. What was this? Wally saw me coming after him and dropped to his knees, clapping, and when I caught up to him, he showed me a stick, and we played with it for a few minutes. When Wally stood up, Look, Ellie, what's he doing? Find him, Wally said. Jacob was strolling off, and I ran after him. Good dog, Jacob praised. As intelligent games go, I probably put it right up there with chasing the flip, but Wally and Jacob seemed to enjoy it, so I went along with it, especially since afterward we got to play tug on a stick, which in my mind best find Wally's hands now. My beat find Wally's hands now. It was around the time I started find that strange session grip me, a rustling, anxious accomplishment by an embarrassing odor from my rear end. Mom and Grandma used to complain any time I released flagrant gases from under my tail, so when I started discharging the smell, I knew I was a bad dog. Grandpa was so often had by bad odors that he'd say, "Oh, Bailey," even when the smell came from him. Okay then. Jacob didn't notice the odor, but he did resign alarm at all the other dogs left their legs in the bushes around the apartment. Dogs I knew instinctively were only around because of me. Jacob's reaction was most curious. He put me in a pair of shorts of the other, like the ones he wore under his pants. My tail sticking out of a hole in the back. I always felt sorry for dogs who wore sweaters and other clothes, and here I was playing dress up in front of all those male dogs. It was more than a little embarrassing, especially given that there was something compelling about the attention I was being shown by the model pack of males who were so busy waiting the shoveling outside my home. Jacob spent time to see the vet and took me to a car ride excuse me, to a place that was very similar to a cool room with bright lights and a metal table. I fell asleep and Bradley was wearing a stupid cone-shaped collar when I woke back up. As soon as the cone came off, Jacob and I were back at the park almost every day for the next several months. The days grew shorter, though it was never got cold or came close to snowing. Finding Wally became harder and harder because they kept changing the rules on me. Sometimes Wally wouldn't even be there when he arrived, and I had to go find him where he wandered off to. He'd be lying around like Grandpa doing chores, and I learned another command, show me, which meant leading Jacob back to where I came across Wally's lazy body sprawled under a tree. Somehow Jacob could tell I had found something even when it was just one of Wally's socks. Left on the ground, the man was a disaster, always dropping his clothes for us to find and pick up. Jacob would read my look when I came back to him. Show me, he'd say, but only when I had something to show. We did other work too. Jacob taught me how to climb up a slide and to ease myself down the ladder on the other side, making me do it at a step at a time instead of just jumping from the top, as I preferred. He taught me to crawl right into tight tubes and to leap up a stack of logs, and one day he had me sit while he removed the gun from his side and shot some explosions that made me flinch the first couple of times. Good girl, Ellie. This is a gun, see? No reason to be afraid. It makes a loud noise, but you're not afraid. Are you, girl? I sniffed at it when he held it out to me and was very glad when he didn't try to make me fetch. The thing smelled bad and looked like it would fly worse than flip. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I finally had logs after a couple of weeks, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically just smoked salmon. So if you notice I burp a lot, that's because of that. Anywho, back to the story. Sometimes Jacob would sit at any outside table with other people with guns and drink from bottles. It was at times like these that his internal turmoil was most invented to me. The people at the table would laugh, and sometimes Jacob would join in, and the other times he turned inward, dark and sad and alone. Isn't that right, Jacob? One of the men said one time. I heard the name, but Jacob was staring off into space, not paying attention. I sat up and nuzzled his hand, but when he patted me, I sensed he didn't really register when that I was there. I said, isn't that right, Jacob?